ask for an update on Ridly Greig. Obviously some encouraging signs seeing him for at least half the practice.
Yeah, for sure. And, day off tomorrow. So we'll see if he's skating or not on his own. And then we'll have more of an update Thursday.
Hopeful, though, that Friday could be a day for him to return.
Yeah, but he's a young guy, and we're not going to put him in a spot if he's not able to go.
Is that the same applies to Thomas, but just he's a little bit older?
We think Shabby's ready, but we'll see Thursday. But we're thinking he's going to play.
What was your main message to the players on the practice ice this morning, Coach?
We just haven't had the puck enough, and whether it's the scheme or whether it's us not working to get open enough, that's on the coaching staff to create that. We have players that can make plays, and we're not making, in my opinion, enough plays with the puck. I think the big criticism towards this group has always been the immaturity defensively and where we got to get. Those numbers are improving, and they've committed to that. But the one thing, we're outscoring, what we're creating. And last night was a clear indication we didn't create and didn't score. And you have to have the puck more. We're not breaking the puck out enough, and we're not talking to each other. And to me, it was about having the puck, breaking out, talking to each other. And when we do that, we got enough ability to create offense.
You mentioned the immaturity of this group defensively. And I know a lot of it will come on the coaching. So, why do you feel like your staff, as it's currently kind of equipped or constructed, can take this program to the next level, just specifically defensively?
Well, defensively, I don't know every number's different. But you look at expected goals against, I think we're top 10 at the moment. And, that's been the big, odd man rushes. We started the year with a ton of odd mans. We're now, I think we gave up 2 or 1 last night. We're not giving those up. We're not giving up the rush chances that we were giving up defensively. We closed hard last night and did those things. They're committing to that. But as a whole, our team has the ability to have the puck a lot more. And, as a coaching staff, we've got to get that out of them, whether it's a different system to play, different line combinations, whatever. We have to find a way to create more offense while not giving up any more defense. Because we know at the end of the day, if you don't give anything up, you have a chance to win every night. So a couple things, our power play has continued to just be in the middle, or now the below half. That to me gets our guys going a little bit too when they get those touches and they score. All of a sudden it carries into their 5-on-5 game, and I think it's bleeding into our 5-on-5 game, the lack of success. But 5-on-5, we're going to work on not only defense going forward, but is having the puck.
Do you feel like last night was rock bottom?
No. I mean, I think you're pretty early here. You're 8 and 9. I was just I try not to watch much, but I saw that Calgary's 8 and 9 and 2, and they're in the wild card in the West. And I would say that they just finished losing 7 or 8 in a row or whatever that was. When you look at, I think it's never as bad as you think, and it's never as good as you think either. And as a group, I think I seen some things yesterday emotionally from them that they stuck together. And to me, that's as big of whether it came out the right way or not, to me, that just shows a group that cares. And when you care, you have a chance every night to win. And now we just got to do it right, and we've got to make sure as coaches that we're giving them the right game plan and all those things that go with it. But I know that group cares, and I know that there's tons of bounce back, and this group will have a good run here.
How appreciative are you of, I guess, maybe the patience shown by ownership and management here? A loss like last night might have been the tipping point for a lot of organizations, and obviously they're sticking with the staff and believing in the staff. And I'm just wondering how appreciative you are of that type of slack, or...
Well, at the end of the day, again, we're not happy where we're at. We're also 5-6 games behind the pack. I think obviously you're seeing that the ownership is calculated in what they do and wants the best for this group. But you don't have time as a coach to think about those things. You have to just do the best that's for your group. And, we have to get better. And as a staff, that's on me. There's no one else to blame but me. I'm not, and you can say my staff, but I'm the one that's in control of them, and it's on me to get the best out of the players, the staff, everyone. And today we came in, we had some new ideas, we had some things we gave to the players, and we're going to push them to be better. And we feel that those guys care in there, and we can turn the corner.
That's your challenge every day, though, isn't it? I mean, whether you're
winning or losing, it doesn't matter. I mean, this league is a 7-day league. When I say that, 7 days ago, we won 3 games in a row. 7 days later, people are saying we're the worst team ever. 7 days from now, what's going to happen? You get playing the right way, and you get feeling good, and all of a sudden, everything gets into place. But the biggest thing is get doing those things and get doing them now. And yeah, there's urgency, but I think our guys, they're at their best when they're feeling it and they're feeling the puck and they're making plays. And we want to do that, but also be responsible.
People talk a lot about, players talk a lot about rhythm and finding they're not being able to
get in a rhythm with the schedule.
Yeah.
You're going to have rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't typical NHL schedule. Usually play, day off, play, maybe a couple days off, but you're just go. So, the part of the thing is when you're winning, when you have all this time off, it's great because the last, people talk about the win. If you lose, you over magnify it, and sometimes it bleeds into the next one. I think when to me personally as a coach, you'd love to have played today, and you don't got time to think. But we have this time. We have to fix what's broke. We have to be better when we're in Columbus, coming up. And then we just got to get into a rhythm of playing the right way every night and start chipping away.
You talked about the message to your players. What's the message to your fan base? I mean, most of your stumbles have happened, not most of your games have been on home ice, but some of your stumbles have happened here. What do you say to the fan base?
Well, I know we're trying our best. And you know what? I can take accountability for our team's play. It's on me. I've said this, and we're going to be better. But I know that myself, the staff, the organization is doing everything in their power to make this team a team that's in the hunt, a team that has a chance to win every night. And I think, playing these games coming up, we'll get an opportunity to show that. And, we haven't shown our best on home ice for whatever reasons. Last year there was a groove we really got going on home, and we were scoring and we were feeling good. For whatever reason we haven't had that. Our last, I think, 3 or 4 wins. I think 4 of our last 5 are either on the road or in Sweden. And our fans deserve better than that, and they deserve for us to play better here.
When things go off the rails a little bit, I mean, sports is a fickle thing where if you're not winning, there's criticism. How do you shield yourself from criticism and maybe try and ignore it?
You're always going to be criticized as a coach, as a manager, as a player. There's going to be half the people that love you, half the people that don't love you, that hate you or want to call for your job. You have to live in the now and fix what's broke. And even if you're winning, you still have to fix what's gone wrong. And I think as a coach over years, I've gotten better at that, of just staying in the moment. And I can only control what is happening right now. And if my mind goes into a place where you worry about what's going to happen or worried about what happened in the past, I think that allows it to affect you. And I can say, emphatically that the ownership and Steve have been there to give us as much support as possible. Now our job is to get the job done, but they have done a really good job of blocking out the noise and letting the staff focus on what we have to do. We have to do a better job, and we have to win more games. But I can say that there's a lot of time and effort put into it, and I believe in this group. I believe in our leadership group, and I believe that there's a lot of good hockey to be played.
What's your philosophy on benching players? That's a card you've never really played so far, and I'm wondering, are you getting to a point where you start to think about I know with the roster you probably can't make guys healthy scratches per se, but in-game benchings, is that a card you've considered playing? Or
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on what requires it. I mean, like, as a whole, you know, yesterday we gave up 3 penalty kill goals. Who are you going to bench? Like, Timmy's going to turn some over, for sure. But at the end of the day, as long as, to me, he's trying to make the right play and he's doing it for the betterment of the team, those top guys got to have the ability to try and make some plays. And yes, I mean, there's been times I've benched guys. There's been times that, might only be for 6 minutes in the middle of the game and people don't notice. They miss a shift or two. But for what you call your top dogs, when they miss a shift or two, it's like sitting a guy out that plays 8 minutes. And maybe people don't notice here and there. But I think, obviously if execution isn't there, you're mad. The number one thing for me is effort. If your heart is in the right place, you're a teammate, you're doing it for the right reasons, you're going to make mistakes. I think there has to be some leeway, but if it requires benching a guy, I don't think any coach has an issue doing it.
Yesterday I asked Claude Giroux about after 16 games if the situation was similar or better compared to last season. He told me that things are way better from his perspective. From your perspective, are there any signs or places where you may push forwards compared to last season after 16 games?
Well, I don't know. You guys would tell me what our record was after 16. I think it was way worse than this, probably. So I mean, it's again, November. We're 4-5. We wanted to be over 500. It didn't happen, but we're also not, 15 points out. And December has typically been a good month for us. And, I think we're getting healthy. I think as a group, they're in a better place mentally. I think that we've had some ups and downs, but I also think that they also know how to get out of it. And they know that sticking together and playing the right way and having the puck and following the game plan and doing all these things. If you ask Claude over the years, I think he understands now what winning hockey is, and he can talk about that in the room. And I have no doubt that these guys care, and we're going to find a way to start winning more games on a regular basis. But I also think, back to your question, Bruce, is that we need to play every day and every other day, and I think we need to get into a rhythm and see what we got.
Just first of all, do you feel like Friday is realistic for you to get back in there and play against Columbus?
Yeah, I think so. You know what, with LTR and everything, took a bit longer, but obviously you don't miss as many games, which is a positive thing. So, been feeling good. And Dom, Jerry, Seb, everybody's been doing a lot of work for me to get better quick, and it worked. And same thing with Jeremy and Robbie in the gym. So everything's been going off well off ice, and obviously been skating for more than 2 weeks now, and everything's good.
One, I guess, benefits, if you will, of not playing is you get a different vantage point of how things have gone. So from your position, kind of watching from up top, how would Thomas Chabot describe the month of November?
You know what? It's on the positive note. I think it's one of the best Novembers we've had in a while, and obviously we, like I always said, at the end of the day, we're all there. We're all going out there. We all want to win games, and we all want to have success. And some nights not going to go your way. Some nights it's going to go your way. And obviously, the only thing we can do now is just look forward to what we have. We have a big month of December with lots of hockey coming up in front of us. So, you know what? It's taking it game by game. And for me, obviously, to just be back Friday, I'm just happy to be back out there with the guys.
Your coaching staff's taking a lot of heat, like kind of externally, and people pointing the finger, at coaching or whatever. What would you like to say in response to that, in terms of DJ and the staff taking a lot of heat here for the way things have gone, at least the last couple of games?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the fans have their opinion on everything, and it's fair. They can do that, but at the end of the day, it's the coaches give us a plan, and we go out there and we have to execute. And some nights we don't, so I don't think it's fair enough to just blame those guys. I think you can blame us as players too. That at the end of some games we get in the locker room and we know we didn't do what we were supposed to do, and we got the result that we deserve. So. But you know what? It's part of the hockey game. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be part of that. But like I said, last night was last night. I think all you can do. We got 4 days here before a big month coming up with lots of hockey. So that's all we got to look ahead for.
When you were injured, you knew you'd be out for a bit, an extended period of time. How difficult for you is it to watch?
There's nothing worse. You know what? It's you almost feel like you're not really you're not on the same schedule as the guys anymore. You almost feel like you're not part of the team almost at some point. Luckily enough for me, I was able to go on that trip with Sweden with the guys, so it makes it better being around them and watching the games live and skating with them at the end of practice. So that was good. But no, to be honest, there's nothing worse than sitting up there. Whether you're winning games or losing games, you'd rather just be out there on the ice and playing and going through whatever the team's going through with them.
If you didn't have to, miss 10 games,
Yeah.
would you have been ready earlier because of the way the schedule fell, or is that?
Probably. I'd like to think so. Yeah. I mean, I've been skating for over 2 weeks now, and everything's been good. So, obviously, probably I would say yes. Felt pretty comfortable. Obviously, anytime you kind of feel like you can play a game, you're going to play it, even though you might not feel great. I mean, I don't think there's many guys on any team in this league that go out there every night feeling 100%. So I think it's looking back on it for sure, I would have been probably ready quicker.
Well, it's kind of an odd situation too, because the lack of playing was good for you, but it ended in the end. It kind of ended up kind of sidelining you a bit longer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's the positive thing is if you look. The amount of days I'm going to end up missing till Friday is 30-something days, and usually we would have played 15, 16 games. Who knows how many? If you look at December, we'll play 15 games in 30 days or whatever it is. But on the positive note is I only miss 10 games, so I guess it's good for that. But you know what? Like I said earlier, there's nothing worse than coming out to the rink and seeing the guys in the morning skate, get ready for a game, and all you know is you're going to sit up in the press box and watch the game. I don't think no one likes that. I hate it, but obviously now I'm happy that feeling good and being back.
And you're feeling good and good to go on Friday?
Yeah. Feeling confident. Everything's been good. Been skating a lot, and I'm ready to go for Friday, yeah.
What's the challenge after missing a month just to get back to game speed for you?
Well, you know what? Like we talking with Bruce there, it's luckily enough for me, the team has had a lot of practice time, so usually the challenge on a normal kind of schedule, I guess, is you don't get to practice with the team a whole lot. You kind of get away from the system and things. But the good thing is I went to Sweden with the guys, and most of our games been at home. So I've been able to be in person watching the game from up top and practicing almost every day with the team. So you know what? At the end of the day, practice is never going to be like game speed. But luckily enough, I've been around the team, been getting the reps in, and should be good to go.
Safe to say you're getting closer.
Yeah, feels good on the ice there. It's a little bit of a slippery slope though, a couple of good days, bad day, but definitely getting better every day.
Are there temptations for you to really want to push it at times and have to be held back?
Yeah, a little bit, especially today. They kind of pulled me off just to make sure tomorrow is going to be another good day. So we're just going to take our time with it and hopefully it keeps progressing.
Is there a realistic timeline that you have in mind for when you might be able to come back?
Nothing really yet. We're hoping soon, really soon. I'm not sure though.
Have you talked? I know high ankle sprains can be super tricky. Have you had like Drake had one a couple of years ago? Have you had conversations with him about the false starts that can sometimes happen with high ankle sprains in particular?
Yeah. Lots of guys have had it, especially my dad. He had one late in his career, so I've talked to him quite a bit about it. But lots of guys around here know what it feels like. So. There's lots of knowledge on it.
Is that the hardest part to going through this, erring on the side of caution, even though you do want to get out there?
Yeah, it can be frustrating at times. It's just a frustrating time. It's hard to explain it really. It's a different feeling, but you just want to be 100% all the time, but you aren't. So, but yeah, it's just a little bit frustrating.
It's even one of those things off the ice, like you take a wrong step and and it reminds you that, it's hurt.
Yeah, there's lots of different times where you can feel it when you might not, but on the ice right now, it's been feeling good. I honestly kind of feel it more off the ice, to be honest with you, but it's feeling good on the ice.